Hey everybody, Mike Gillette. I've got a question for you. Whose clothes are you wearing? Whose clothes are you wearing? I'm going to share a quick story. I'm in Las Vegas for a few more hours, and this is something that happened to me when I was working in Las Vegas a few years back. This is when I was working as a bodyguard, and I was taking care of a particular celebrity who was in Vegas attending a VIP-style wedding at a VIP-style casino at a wedding that was full of VIPs. It's a wedding where Clint Eastwood was the best man. There was no shortage of celebrities. Well, one of the guests at the wedding was Garth Brooks. If you're not familiar with Garth Brooks, he's a country singer, and he has had extraordinary success as a recording artist and as a performer. Phenomenally successful. And for a time, he was a regular at one of the theaters at one of the casinos in Las Vegas. Well, this VIP wedding was held at that casino. Garth was one of the wedding guests. The wedding was in the morning. And in the morning, Garth's driver dropped him off early. So it was starting off as kind of an atypical morning for Mr. Brooks, because celebrities generally don't wait. They kind of come into things at the last minute or right after things start. It's all about quick transitions and that sort of thing. So they get used to not having to wait like regular people. Well, this particular moment, he was stuck in a hotel hallway outside of a wedding chapel in a casino, and he was waiting. And that's when I kind of paid closer attention to him. He looked a bit ill at ease, and it wasn't just because he didn't know what to do with himself. There wasn't anyone there in that moment for him to talk to. But I noticed his clothes. He was wearing a suit, just a regular suit like lots of people wear. It's a three-pieced suit. So, it had a vest, jacket. And I noticed that this particular suit, in addition to looking very sort of nondescript and ordinary, didn't fit him very well. Physically, it looked like perhaps he hadn't worn it in a while. It looked like the kind of suit that guys who have a suit that don't wear suits often have in the closet. Somebody's getting married, there's a funeral, there's a job interview, they have a suit that they wear. And this was a very atypical looking suit for Garth Brooks. So he's standing awkwardly in a hallway in a suit that is designed for people who aren't, musical superstars. It doesn't physically fit him well. The entire combination of that just created this image of a guy who looked as though he was waiting outside the principal's office to find out what his son had done to get in trouble at school that day. It was just kind of an awkward, very real-world looking moment. And of course, the wedding starts. I'm no longer paying attention to Garth. I've got other things to do. The day proceeds, lots of activities, and now it's evening, and it's time for the wedding reception. Wedding reception was an expanded version of the wedding ceremony itself hours earlier. Lots more VIP guests, live music courtesy of Lionel Richie, and there's music and dancing and drinks and, celebrity hobnobbing and so forth. Now, Garth Brooks was performing that night, but he still was going to make a courtesy appearance, come in, congratulate the bride and groom one more time, wave to some friends, and then he had to quick disappear down a hallway to go to the theater in which he was performing. Because he was about to go on stage, he was dressed for his performance. And what was interesting to me is, doors open, and in comes Garth Brooks. Now, he's wearing a suit, but this isn't a suit like regular people wear. It's a little bit stylized, and it's obviously been custom tailored for him. It looks perfect on him. And even with the suit, he's wearing a cowboy hat in a casino in Las Vegas, where there's not a lot of cowboys present. But on him, it looked completely natural. And I believe that why it looked completely natural is because Garth seemed so at ease in the clothes that he was wearing. They looked perfect for him in terms of their actual physical fit, but they just seemed to be a part of him. His demeanor was completely different. He walked into that room like a celebrity, like someone who had real authority and real presence. And he was very comfortable engaging with other people who were similarly accomplished and well known. He was there just for perhaps 2 or 3 minutes, and then he had to quickly leave. So he waved up to the stage to Lionel Richie, waved to a couple of other people, and out the hall he went. The whole thing, as I said, was just a couple of minutes, but I watched and I had remembered what I had seen earlier that same day. So, whose clothes are you wearing? Are you wearing someone else's idea of the right clothes for you? Are you trying to accommodate someone else's idea of what's right for you or what you should be doing? Or are you living in a way that is authentically you, uniquely you? Is the persona that you're presenting to the world, is that really you? And if it's not, shouldn't it be? Shouldn't it be? Whose clothes are you wearing?